Hello, 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 and welcome to jasonnewland.com. My name is Jason Newland. This is Let Me Bore You to Sleep. Please only listen when you can safely close your eyes. And today is the 21st of December, and it is officially the longest night of the year. Some people call it the shortest day of the year. I like to be awkward. It's the shortest night of the year. So if you find, in the winter evenings that the nights are just... Wait a minute. The longest night of the year. Did I say the shortest night? The longest night of the year. Oh, I was trying to be clever and I think it backfired. I tried to be clever once before. I was about 12 and that didn't go well either. It's the shortest day of the year. Anyway, the longest night. And I quite like that. Because every day going forward, it's going to start getting lighter early in the morning and getting darker later at night. And that makes my toes tingle with joy. Now, it might sound like sarcasm, very dry sarcasm, but no, genuinely, I'm pleased. So I'm not bothered about the seasons. Not a big fan of the rain, just because I get drenched when I have to take him out. And the cold, it's not pleasant, is it, to be fair? And I notice my arthritis in my lower back really plays up. But for me, really, if I'm going to have a really good moan, which I'm not. Okay, I will then. It's the darkness. It's not even lack of sunlight. It's the time. When it's dark by 4 o'clock in the afternoon, which it pretty much is now, depending on where you live in the country. And it's it doesn't get light till about 8 o'clock in the morning. I mean, it's ridiculous. So I'll be glad when I can start going out, when I can still go out at 6 in the evening and it's still light. I realise I've got to wait another month, maybe a month and a half before I can do that, but at least I'll be able to start going out a bit later over the next few weeks, rather than having to get him out and leave here before 3:45 in order to still be able to see where we're going on the way back, or where he's pooing. That's another thing. It's kind of, because I did have 2 lights, but I've only got one now because he lost one when he was playing with Archie. There's a little light that I clip onto his lead or his collar rather. Yeah. So we've got 10 more days till the end of the year. So that's good. I like the end of the year. It's not the end of the year that I like the beginning of the new year. I always have done, really, ever since I was a kid. Maybe not a kid. Probably my 20s. And I suppose a lot of it to do with the superstitiousness of New Year's resolutions, because that kind of seems to go together with superstitions a little bit, doesn't it? A little bit of kind of like the New Year's going to make any difference to you making a change. It feels... I don't know, for me there's a feeling about it. And probably since I was about 19, 18 maybe, I started to enjoy New Year's way more than any other celebration during the year, really. New Year's Eve, just not as far as going out and getting drunk, because I've never really done that. But I've gone out, but, just the turning. I suppose this year I'm looking at a more minute changes, as in the longest day of the year being today, which means the positivity of the morning starting to get lighter and the evening starting to get lighter. So that's like, ooh, or the day's starting to get longer, which is a quicker way to say it. But if you add both together, it makes a longer sentence. But and I'm just like, oh. So I don't really celebrate Christmas so much. Like, I've been on my own most of... Since I moved in here, I spent Christmases on my own every year. So for the last 11 years or so. It's hard for me to remember too far back with Christmases, because I guess I'm talking about Christmas, aren't I? Oh, wow. I thought I was going to talk about New Year's Eve. Well, actually, I was intending to talk about this being the shortest day, the longest day. I keep getting that muddled up. But ultimately, there's not a lot you can do with that, is there? That subject. It's the longest day. Next. It's, what more can I say about that? I could. Technically, we could change the clocks every month. Putting the clocks back or forward or whatever, just to make it light. But wouldn't that mess with people's... It just messed with us, wouldn't it? Our sleep patterns and stuff, I suppose. I don't know. How am I feeling? Okay, well, yesterday I was tired all day long because I stayed up throughout the night to watch the Anthony Joshua Jake Paul fight. And I just couldn't seem to catch up on my sleep. And I was just tired. I'm still a bit tired. I can't do that anymore. I can't stay up all night. I can go to bed and then wake up early. If I wake up at 4 or 3 and the boxing doesn't start till 4 in the morning, then I can maybe get up and stay up. But I must have gone to bed about 9 or 10 before doing that. But what I tried to do on Friday night is go to bed about 7. And I woke up at 10. And I was hungry because I hadn't eaten anything. Well, not ever. I have eaten stuff. But, you know what I mean? I didn't know what to do. I was like, oh... So yeah, I just ended up pretty much. I was laying back, kind of going to sleep, but still staying awake, and then it just got a bit silly. I can't remember if I went back to bed for a bit. I think I might have done, and I was all over the place. And all day yesterday, it felt like a Sunday. Because boxing is rarely on a Friday night. I know it's like early Saturday morning, but usually, like the big fights, if they're in America, they're on a Saturday evening. or early hours Saturday morning. So this was really weird because all day yesterday I thought, oh, it's Sunday, perhaps I need to wash my underwear. But it wasn't Sunday, it was Saturday. But it's Sunday now. Now, no one can deny that was a boring story. That was definitely. It's weird. I actually heard some people talking on. I think it was on TikTok. It's one of these groups where people like discuss stuff. Sometimes it gets into arguments, but they just discuss stuff, whatever it is. Political stuff sometimes, and they were talking about what do they do to get to sleep. And I wanted to like post something saying, well, you could listen to me, but I don't think people like advertising. So, I let people find me organically on there. I post my recordings onto TikTok and Instagram every day that I do a new recording. I have to cut them if they're above an hour. I have to cut them down to just below an hour, because it won't allow a video longer than that. And I also go onto YouTube and, of course, all the different podcasts and my website. So there's quite a few places to listen to me. I did have a comment. That's a weird noise, isn't it? A comment. Why did I just have a flashback of doing my paper round in the rain when I was a kid? That's weird. Right, so let's go to Facebook. Fake book. Right, let's have a look. Treat her like a lady. Ooh. Right, here we go, come on. Why is it taking ages? It doesn't need to take ages, just click on it and open up. The internet's going slow again. My neighbour downstairs got new internet, and she said, I got the one that you get because you told me it was really quick. And it's not. And I said, no, it's not now. It was pretty good. I don't know what's going on. Mine's really slow. I mean, let's have a look. What's the speed? Speed test. Let's try Ookla or Ookla. Speed test, go. Go. No. Do you accept? Yeah, I accept you to take all my information and share it. Brilliant, thanks. Right, slow. It's like 15, 16 megabytes. This is downloading. Should be about 70. Or at least like 50, 60. And the upload is 3. So I got 20.96 download. And it's not going to be above 3 for the upload. 3.36. Awful. And you know what? Just in this little area where I live, we can't get any decent Wi-Fi or decent internet. We can get internet from most of the major companies that use like the same lines, sort of using BT, whatever. So we can get BT, we can get EE, we can get all the main ones. But if they offer, I'll give you an example. Let's have a look. Fastest Wi-Fi. I'll actually go through it and I'll show you exactly what I mean. I don't know why this is. The fastest Wi-Fi options, according to this, is Virgin Media at 1.13 gigabytes a second. bearing in mind I'm getting 20.96 megabytes. I mean, whoa. Community fibre in London, you get 5 gigabytes a second, making one of the fastest. So we don't get community fibre in where I live because I don't live in London. Sky and Vodafone, both providers, are now offering plans with speed up to 5 gigabytes a second in certain areas, especially where city fibre infrastructure is available. By the way, Vinny's chomping on his thing. I'll quickly go to this because this reminds me of something, a message I got. I just wanted to address it. Stop! Don't make so much noise, Vin, please, mate. Oh, where is it? Where? Wow. Ironic, isn't he, that he's making the most noise that he ever normally makes right now. Okay. So this, by the way, I'm mentioning this, I'm not moaning, right? I'm just mentioning this because it's something that I'm not sure quite know what to do about it, if that makes sense. Why is it taking me to the Meta Business Suite? I don't want to be in a better... Right, take me to that one. Okay. Right. This was posted on my Jason Newland's Boring Group on Facebook for the number 1444 Let Me Bore You to Sleep, 28th of September 2025. I'm guessing the thing is I don't know what I talk about in the recordings. So I don't know what I said. Sometimes people write something and like in response to something I talked about in a recording, and I genuinely don't remember. Just simply because I say too much stuff. Is too much stuff that I go about. So I might have mentioned about Vinny being noisy in the background, which he is today for some reason. I'm not going to say the name of the person because this isn't a dig or anything. I'm just genuinely interested in, I don't know kind of what to do. It's not just you. There's so much noise in the background during this episode that it's all I could hear and concentrate on. I ended up going to the next episode after 38 minutes when I'm usually asleep long before then. I won't ever stop listening, but Vinny, has distracted in quite a few of the last episodes I've heard. Either way, I still love the podcast and listen every single night. Keep it up. So thank you. I really appreciate what you said there and your kind words, genuinely. But I don't want to. It's kind of. I don't know what to do about him because sometimes he just lays there and he does nothing, and other times he really gets involved. Like he is literally my co-presenter, and he finds something to really, to make lots of noise with. And it's kind of hard. I mean, I'm not sure if anyone's got any ideas what the solution would be, but I don't know. I mean, I appreciate everybody that listens, especially you that sent that message. I don't want people not coming because Vinny's being a pain. It does distract me when I try and do a hypnosis recording to the point where sometimes I just have to stop, or I just have to say to people, you're going to have Vinny in the background making noise. If it's an issue, then I suggest don't, turn off, because if it's distracting me and I'm one making a recording, it's possibly, I guess, more likely going to distract people that are listening. But when I make a recording doing the Let Me Bore You to Sleep, I notice he's doing it. I kind of find it funny. Not funny as it's negatively affecting other people. There's nothing funny in that. But I find him funny because he just does these weird things. And in a way, he's kind of my life. He is such an important part of my life. This and everyone listening, you and him, that's what makes up, making these recordings, that's what makes up my life. That is it. And so I don't want to alienate anyone. And he's such a little sausage. I don't know why. But the thing is, he's doing exactly what Andre used to do. He would wait until I started making a recording and then start making noise. Because until I started doing this recording, he wasn't doing anything. He'll be asleep on the settee. And usually, by the time I've finished the recording, he's asleep again. So he doesn't normally keep this up for too long, usually. And as soon as I get to the end of the recording and I say, thank you for listening, remember to be kind to yourself, you deserve to be happy, his ears prick up. And before I said goodbye, he's jumped up looking at me. So he knows exactly when I'm finishing the recording. And he clearly knows exactly when I'm about to start the recording, because early in the morning, I say early, because I get up, let's say if I woke up at 5, he gets up at 9. So he needs at least 11 hours in bed at night. I don't need 11 hours. 7 hours is probably what I do these days. But rarely 8 hours, but never 11. I might spend 11 hours in bed throughout the day, it's like have a few naps and stuff, depending on how I feel, but he has to have those 11 hours. But they don't always have to be in bed. So I'll come in here, I'll go in the toilet, I'll, switch on the laptop, I'll go in the kitchen to take my tablet for my stomach, which I take before I eat. I usually half an hour to an hour before I eat. I've got this herniator in my stomach, so it just stops the acid, that's all. Now if I sit here, maybe watch a YouTube video, perhaps work on the website, work on uploading stuff, things like that, he generally doesn't bother to get up at all. Doesn't affect him. He doesn't even hear when people are opening their doors outside in the hallway. People coming and going, walking through the garden. He doesn't hear a single thing, or doesn't care about it. But if I turn round and I put the card into the recording studio, the digital SD card, and turn the machine on, I'd say 8 out of 10 times, I'll hear him. Either I'll hear his ears flap, or I hear or I just hear him jumping off the bed. So I won't even have enough time to set the machine up. It only takes 30 seconds to get everything ready. I don't even have enough time to have that done before he's in there. And depending on what he does, depends on what I can do. Sometimes I just have to turn it off again. Or sometimes I wait a little bit and he goes and sleeps on a settee, or he goes and sleeps. He's got a little bit near the radiator that he sleeps on. An old coat stroke cardigan thing that I have. I had that years, but it's very comfy for him. The zip broke. And it was really big on me, which is I like. I like clothes that are big on me. It gives the illusion I'm slim. To me, not to anyone else. It gives me the illusion. Sometimes, like this morning, although I didn't make a recording this morning, I did have some stuff to do and I didn't want him getting up. So I heard, and I think he flapped his ears. So I went in there, I gave him a cuddle, put the covers over him, gave him kisses and stuff, and just stroked his head, and eventually he just kind of fell back to sleep, and then I came in. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't, and he'll come in anyway. But if he's really tired, he won't do anything. He will just go back to sleep, but he wants to sleep. He wants to be with me, I guess. I don't know if he wants to be with me or he's just being controlling, and he wants to just watch to make sure what I'm up to. Make sure I'm not being naughty. I don't know. I got cheating on him with another Jack Russell. I don't know. So I don't know what to do with him, really. Because, like right now, he's not making... No, he is now, isn't he? Now I'm mentioning it. But then if I mention it, does that bring it more to attention? Because when I mention it, that becomes more... That's kind of what I'm focusing on now as well. I don't know. So I'm not really sure what to do. But I'm always up for feedback. It's... As long as it's presented nicely, which you did, you presented. It was lovely, especially like how you love the podcasts and everything, and you can continue listening. I mean, that's lovely. So I appreciate that. I don't know. Back in September, when I made this recording in September, I wasn't using the microphone that I'm using now. And I think the microphone I'm using now doesn't pick up quite as much of the background sound as the other microphone did. Unfortunately, he is right at my feet right now. And even if I chucked the bone the other side of the room, he'd grab it and come back to he likes to be underneath the desk at my feet, whether he's doing that or if he's asleep. I think it's probably just a dog thing, isn't it? Plus, I think the thing is also, if he's just woken up, which he has, he's got some energy. It's getting time to go out for a WANLK, but so kind of, it's choosing my moments when he's tired. It's not always easy. I mean, I'll give it a bit of thought. Maybe if I clear the floor of all his stuff, so we can't touch anything, so he hasn't got anything to chew on, just for the period I do a recording. That might be a solution. What is he doing? See, yeah, that's another thing. I mean, the only other alternative would be for me to put him into the bedroom and lock and close the door, and he doesn't like that. I mean, like, he will cry, and I don't like hearing him crying. And yeah, it's a weird one, but I will definitely try and be a bit more mindful, which is kind of a weird thing to say when he's making more noise during this recording than he has done for a while. If I could find some kind of grading system of how noisy Vinny is, so I can put like a star system, or I wonder if there's any software where I could just edit it out without disrupting the recording itself, without distortion, because this is probably the best audio that I can get with the machine, with the microphone. I've spent a lot of time messing around with it. This is pretty much as good as it gets using the equipment that I use. And this is a good microphone. This is the microphone that, if you've seen Frasier, I am listening. Go ahead, listener, I am listening. This is the same microphone as he uses in that show. And you might think, but that was the 90s. Yeah, but they've not improved upon them. This is still one of the best microphones for broadcasting. And it's not the most expensive, but it's, I don't know what it's called. What is it? I don't know, but it's good. It's a good microphone. I wonder what it's called. But it's it's definitely a good one. I've got 2 good microphones and a bunch of okay microphones. Sort of like I've tried to improve over the years, as it were. But it's kind of weird because I listened to some stuff from 2015, and the quality of those microphones were, when I listened back to the videos, were actually really good. I was like, okay, that's weird. And there was echo in the room. There was no soundproofing, although there's no soundproofing right on this corner where I am. So there probably is a bit more of an echo than there would be otherwise. So yeah, so I appreciate any feedback I get. I do try and take it into consideration. There's, I've got my limitations as far as what I can do. I'm not particularly good I'm much better with editing than I used to be. I mean, there was a time when, and I'll probably say for the first, maybe 8 years, maybe longer, of making recordings, that I would make the recording and I would just upload it. No editing. Like 0. So if there was like at the beginning, there would be that. And at the end, if there was me saying, "Oh, I'm glad that's over. I can go to the toilet now," you'd hear that on the end. It wasn't just there was no fading in or fading out. From when I press record to when I press stop, that would all be included in the recording. And if I coughed or sneezed or anything too much like that, or really bad background sound, I just have to start again. or abandoned ship, as it were. And then I started editing because people were moaning at me. So why don't you need to edit? Because even the videos would be, you could see me with my finger going up to the phone to press the record button. And then you see the end where I'm just like trying to press it, but I couldn't find the button to turn it off. And that's what I did for... Okay, I didn't do that forever. I had a period when I did more edited professional videos, and then I went back to how I was doing it before, just on the phone. Because I had a camera for a while, then I had another camera, and so I've kind of, I've got a camera now. It all depends on what equipment I've got at the time, and because I don't really make videos for YouTube anymore. I played with the idea, and I realised I'd get so many more views, and my YouTube channel would grow. And I just know that's for a fact, because that's what happens whenever I start posting videos. Because ultimately YouTube is for that, isn't it? It's for videos. A video platform. So me having my podcasts being uploaded every time I do a new recording, I've got an audience on YouTube, and every time I release a recording, it's still... Oh dear, I just got a message from Uncle Sebastian. So I'll read that out in a minute. So yeah, I've got currently subscribers 1,629. It comes and goes. I mean, it seems to like hover around it goes up to 1,630, then down to 1,629, and I've been around long enough on YouTube to know kind of why, and I'm not correcting the mistake. And the reason for it, I mean, other than people just not liking what I'm doing, that's one reason. But why did they subscribe at the beginning? I think the main reason is because I release 6 versions of each recording every time. They automatically get uploaded. So there's a no music one, no music with 5 hours, no music 10 hours, music 1, 5 and 10 hours. And some days I do 2 different recordings. So that's 12 new videos uploaded to YouTube. And that's being, I don't know about recommended, or it's being, people that are my subscribers are being let know about those videos or about those new uploads. And that's a lot. So it can fill people's feeds and they get annoyed, so they unsubscribe sometimes. Now, the views are increasing over time. So every time I do a new video or a new podcast, I'm getting more people listening on YouTube on my recordings. So the analytics, well, it says I get 2.3 thousand views a month, or every 28 days. It seems to be, there was a bit of a dip. Okay, it dips and goes ups and dips, so maybe it's not growing, but it's not going down either. Watch time 1.2 thousand. So 1.2 thousand hours that people have listened to me on YouTube in the last 28 days, which is 130 hours more than usual. And I've had 8 subscribers in the last 28 days. So I've not really missed the beast, am I? Not poo-dee-poo-poo, whatever his name is. So not quite on that level. If I did one video per day, or one video instead of 6 uploaded, I would potentially get a lot more subscribers. The thing is, I was quite happy. There's something I was quite happy about is so I've had this YouTube channel since the 15th of March 2018. So wow, it'll be 8 years next. That's a long time. So it's definitely, I'm looking at the watch time, and I've had 51.2 thousand watch time hours in that time. It's definitely risen. You can see there's a graph, and I was like getting nothing, and then up to 2020, then it went down in 2022, took a leap up in 2023, and since 2023 took a bit of a dip September 2024, and then since then it's been going up ever since. So since September 2024, it's been gradually going up with a little bit of a dip around July. So I do get less listeners in the summertime for some reason. But I've got views, 214,000.4 views. Which isn't a lot, is it? You know, for 8 years. I used to get... When my YouTube channel was at its like most popular, not this one, but my previous one, back in 2012, that I'd had since 2007, I think I was getting 45,000 views a month. And I'd had 500,000 views all in all between 2007 and 2013. So 6 years. But it's very slow. You know, I kind of... It went on, it dragged along, and in 2011... it started to grow. Like I had a video that hit, which was viral for me. It hit over 100,000 views, like really quick. So as I said, it was viral for me, not viral for most people, but 100,000 was a lot. And at the time, every time I released a video, I was getting thousands of videos by then. By the time I got to like 2012, 2013, but I was working, so I wasn't releasing new videos every day. So I'd be doing maybe 2-3 a day, 2 or 3 a week maybe, sometimes. The short ones didn't get so many, but if I did a long recording, it would do okay. And yeah, so I think it's time. I'm just having a look at this. What is this? I've got a date there when it really went up. Oh no. Earnings. There's no earnings. According to this, over the last 8 years, I've earned $118.56. Well, I haven't earned anything. I ain't earned a thing. I'm not monetized. I'm not monetized. Why is that? Why can't I? All right. He started to bark. Yeah, so 214,419 views. So it would be nice. I don't know what to do. That's another thing I'm not really sure what to do with, because technically, just had a little interruption. It sounded like someone banged the door or put something in the letterbox. Vinny was barking, so I'm looking at my camera on my phone because I don't answer the door unless I know who it is. I'm a scaredy cat. And they did wait. It sounded like they didn't wait, and it was just they went. Okay. Anyway, so it was from a neighbour. So it was a gift for me for Christmas and a gift for Vinny. Oh, and he's got these gravy bone treats. Do you want another one? It's kind of ironic, isn't it, that I'm actually giving him things to make noise. I don't normally do that. I don't normally give him treats. They are crunchy, but they're not as crunchy as the old bones that he has. So yeah, I don't know what to do about YouTube. Maybe it might grow. I mean, it is growing kind of in a way. Kind of, because it's definitely view-wise, it's had its moments. Yeah, it's kind of... I've had 7.2 million impressions. I guess that is shown on the lap, shown on people's screens, and out of that, I've had 161,000 views. So, what percentage is that? It's... I don't know. How do I work that out? There's probably someone thinking, listening, thinking, it's easy, mate, it's so easy. Yeah, it probably is. 10% of 7.2 million is 720,000. So 10% of 720,000 is 72,000. So it's about 2%. Does that make sense? So I'm probably getting about 2 or 3% of the impressions result in people viewing it, clicking. Oh, it actually says there now. I don't know why I waited. Impression click rate 1.2%. Average view duration 14.29%. Now, I would say the average view duration is pretty good. I mean, for people to stay watching for nearly 15 minutes, on average, is quite high. But then some of my recordings are 10 hours long. So I don't know, what do you think? Should I just do one recording a day on YouTube? Should I do videos of my old crumbling face on there? Should I shout out the window at the person bibbing their horn? I don't know. I just don't know. But, what else was... Oh, yeah. Let's have a look at what Uncle Sebastian's written. Dear Mr. Newland, another year's gone by and the festive season is upon us once more, which is why the City Council finds it necessary to give written, albeit very mild, warnings to our less desirables and more problematic citizens, which you are unfortunately a significant part of. Thanks, Uncle Sebastian. Our dear friends at... Oh my God. He knows where I live, so he's writing stuff about local places. So, our dear friends at this place have asked us to remind you that you're absolutely not to enter the premises at any time. Not really, especially not at their annual Christmas recital. You are absolutely not needed there in any kind of function. No dancing, no singing, especially not performing songs by Nicki Minaj or Megan Thee Stallion. Who's Megan Thee Stallion? Or any other contemporary female pop music artists on that end. Megan Thee Stallion. Any kind of nudity on your end in any public space of our city during the festive season will be dealt with accordingly. Keep in mind, we can take it all away from you any time with one letter. Warmest Christmas wishes and a healthy 2026. It's even got a name of someone, and I don't know who that is. I wonder if that's a real person. That'd be very interesting to see. That'd be interesting if he's actually done enough research. I thought that'd be so funny if that was actually a real person that was. No, it's not. Thankfully. Well, not really. It makes no difference. But if I do. Let's have a look. Wow. I can't believe it is a real person. I think it was a real person, but not anymore. Oh. So he was not in this country. That was an American. It's not even my town. It's my town, but in America. Jerry Renner, has written a book. It'd be interesting because he had to see what he had to say. Oh, is he going to be doing any more of the Marvel movies, or is he able to after his accident that he had? So there's a thing here saying how to stay, over 50, how to, do your body and that. And there's this bloke doing all these like bendy movements. And that breathing, when they do the breathing, when it's inside pelvic breathing, and it looks horrible. And he's skinny. Like, I can't do those. I suppose I could try and stretch more, but I couldn't do those stretches at any time in my life. I've never had that flexibility to do those kinds of stretches. Maybe when I was a young kid I did. I used to be able to bite my own toenails when I was a kid. But even when I did karate when I was 14, I struggled with the high kicks. I did. I'll admit to it. I just in the stretching, I could never do the splits. Nearly everybody else could do the splits that was kind of young. The older people struggled, and you didn't need to have to do the splits in order to do karate. But, you know, as a young person, most of the young people could do the splits. I couldn't. I just didn't have... I could partial splits. I wouldn't even be able to do that now, and I wouldn't attempt it. You know, I could go down, like jump down and like to the point of tripping two people up that had me. Like there's two kids, older kids, had me by my arms, one arm each, and they were trying to kind of like drag me along, and I just put my legs out and tripped them both up and just jumped up and down on them. I could do that back then. I don't know, but it wasn't the splits. It was just, and that was long before I did karate. I was only like 11 back then. So it wasn't so much flexibility, it was just movement. And they didn't expect that. I was a kung fu man, a karate man, long before I was a karate man. Karate Kid. I think that's the only time, right, I ever did something that was fashionable before it was fashionable, or when it was fashionable. So the Karate Kid came out in June 1984. I'd started karate before the Karate Kid came out. It's the only time I was actually doing something before it was fashionable. And when the Karate Kid came out, it was a huge, huge movie. I mean, I don't know what hit it was. Yeah, I mean, it cost $8 million to make. The box office took $130.8 million. And these are days where it was like £2 or whatever to get into the cinema. £1.50, £2. So you imagine now that'd be like $1 billion or something. You know, it'd be ridiculous because what is it now, 15, 20 quid for a cinema ticket? So, honestly, I was the only time. Every other time I was way behind, but on this one I was right on the button. Oh, in fact, I was before the button. Yeah. There's actually a picture of me in my gi holding my nunchucks when I was about 14. 13, 14, something like that. Right. I can't believe it's not even 4. It's 4 minutes to 4, and it's really getting dark outside. I have to take the little one out, so this is going to be a little bit shorter than normal. So I'm going to go. I will be back again tomorrow with Monday's Boring Objects, and I intend to do Tuesdays, Trivia Tuesday, Whisper Wednesday. I intend to, but those are going to be Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, which will be Thursday throwbacks, Q&A Friday. I only had 2 questions this week for the last Friday that I just did. So I'm going to need more than 2 questions because I did do like a 2-hour recording, but I think most of it was me just talking about random stuff, which is unusual for me. I'm sure you'll agree. So, yeah. If you don't listen at all between now and Christmas, have a great Christmas. Hopefully you will. We can all keep each other company. So thank you for listening. Remember to be kind to yourself because you do deserve to be happy. And be gentle with yourself. You deserve to feel safe. And remember, you are enough. You're already enough. And you will be okay. Lots of love. Bye.